Commission now. Earlier we heard that the former Chief of Acquisitions for the South African National Defence Force, Chippy Shaik, could be forced to testify before the Arms Procurement Commission. Now, for more on this, we're joined on the line by Njanji Chauke. We'll be talking to the Commission spokesperson, William Baloyi. Njanji, good morning to you, and what is the latest?
Yes, what we can tell you guys today is that there were dramatic revelations yesterday. We had Davy Crystal, who is the acting manager for acquisitions at Arms explaining to the Commission how he was instructed to change the value system when they were evaluating the different companies that were bidding for the various products. The Commission will be continuing today with testimony still from Davy Crystal. So, as we heard yesterday, Mr. Chippy Shaik, who was at the time the Chief of Acquisitions at Arms being mentioned once again. But to tell us a bit more about what will be happening going forward is Mr. William Baloyi from the Arms Commission. Mr. Baloyi, thanks for joining us. Mr. Chippy Shaik has been mentioned time and again by various witnesses here at the Commission. What will be happening in terms of subpoenas and all that?
Actually, the name of the former Chief of Acquisition has been mentioned by two witnesses up to thus far. So today, the last witness would be finishing his testimony. From there on, we are going to issue the formal notification to the former head of acquisition. And then from there on, we are going to then arrange a meeting with him for consultation purposes. Out of that process, then obviously we'll take a decision of what to do next. And if the information warrants that he had to take a stand, then we would issue a subpoena to him to come and testify before the Commission.
Do we know at this stage if the Commission has been in touch with Chippy Shaik or the other way around?
Obviously, that is a matter that it might be too early to tell. But obviously, after today's testimony by the last witness, we'll be able to know if we do have his contacts, and also to try and trace where we can send the notifications. But obviously, we have to notify him of the mention of his name on more than one occasion on this evidence.
The allegations that have been made against him are very serious issues of irregularities, the value system having to be tweaked in order to suit certain companies. What would you say to members of the public out there who are saying that, or who think that the Commission is a toothless body?
This commission is not a toothless body. It has all the powers that has been given. It's a commission that was enacted by Parliament. So it's not just an ordinary commission, and we do have all the powers. And as you've indicated, the former head of acquisition's name came up many a time, but also there are some documentation that are bearing his signature, but on a different capacity. So obviously those are some of the things that would bring to his attention, and so that he has a chance also to clarify what happened on this. So we'll be following up this one, definitely.
Most of the information was already out there following the investigation. Is contained in the JIT report as well. And yesterday we had as well the name of Jeff Khadebe being mentioned, because the impression that we got here yesterday is that the final say or the final decision lay with Cabinet. What will be happening in terms of those very important names that were also mentioned yesterday, including that of former President Thabo Mbeki?
Obviously, let me start with the one for the former President, Thabo Mbeki. If you might be aware, we are already in contact with him. He has been also given the date that he has to appear before the Commission. So that has been taken care of. But as far as the other names that are being mentioned, like the ones that you have alluded to, obviously that information goes through the evidence leaders. We look at that and the role that those people played at that particular time, but also in terms of how much role did they play, and if we need some clarity from them, obviously we would make a determination at that time to say that they should come and clarify the Commission on those matters.
Just finally, we need to wrap up now. How many people have been subpoenaed since the commission started its work? It's been more than two months since you started these hearings.
Actually, there were subpoenas that we issued for the witnesses that we have provided the list with, that the witnesses that are taking the stand presently, and that as others are still coming. However, I think we're still going to issue more notifications and then subsequently subpoenas to those whose names are constantly cropping up. And as you might be aware, we are still busy also proceeding with the investigations and other consultations. So we cannot rule out the possibility of more names being added and being subpoenaed to appear before the commission.
What's the difference between a notification and a subpoena?
A subpoena, it's a legal document that we stand, which has consequences if you don't adhere to. It's a document that tells you that you have to come. Failing which there would be sanctions that would follow. A notification is where we bring it to your attention that there are issues that have been raised are against your name, and then we want to interact with you on those bases.
There you have it from Mr. William Baloyi explaining all the processes that will be followed going forward in terms of getting those people that have been implicated by some of the witnesses here to come and appear before the commission. It's back to studio in Johannesburg.